Welcome to CEFCU's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. I'm Paul Wapple, along with Adam Anderson. Maroa-Forsyth, the Trojans will host the Athens Warriors in a Sangamo Conference battle. Should be a great game. Both teams 5-1. Adam Anderson, they both lost to the same team, the Williamsville Bullets. No shame there.
No shame at all. Williamsville, number one team in 3A. Both of these teams played them to the max. It was a great game, which now feels like it was 3 months ago, but it is still October out here, even though the weather would say different.
Feels like it's November, a little bit of November football. This is like a playoff game, the way these two teams play. 1 point game last year. Adam, what do you see as the CEFCU keys to the game? CEFCU, your key to a home loan?
First off, for Athens, you got to be the pace car. How that game stayed close last year was Athens made Maroa play their tempo, which is a very slow, deliberate pace. I don't see them getting in a hurry. Sometimes the problem with that tempo is guys like Nick Laird can rip off big runs in a hurry, so Maroa has to be careful of him. For Maroa-Forsyth, it's get a lead and hold on to that lead, because then you make Athens uncomfortable. If they can get out to a 14, 10-point lead, Athens might have to throw the ball a little bit more. As we know, that's not something they like to do a lot, so it's going to be a battle tonight.
Should be a good battle, a little breezy, a little bit chilly, but it's high school football, right?
You never know what you're going to get.
That's right. All right, right now we're going to turn over to Nico Heffinger, our sideline reporter for tonight. Nico?
Thanks, guys. Now, one thing that's going to be exciting to watch is how these two offenses know how to spread the football in very different ways. Looking at Athens, it's that talented ground game. Looking at Davis, Laird, Cody, they've got 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns between the three of them on the season. Very balanced rushing attack for Athens, as we got some fireworks going on here before the game. But as well as on the other side of the football, looking at Maroa-Forsyth, Wade Jostis, he's got some weapons to spread the ball around to. A lot of his wide receivers with multiple touchdown receptions through the 6 games this season. Going to be interesting to see how both the Trojans and the Warriors can spread the football in this game, and hopefully we get a lot of points on the board, because let's face it, we like to see some offense as well as great defense. Should be a fun game out here today. Paul, back to you.
And we'll be back with the opening kickoff here on CEFCU Friday Night Rivals in just a minute. And good evening. Welcome to CEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson. We're in Maroa-Forsyth, where the Trojans will host the 5-1 Athens Warriors Sangamo Conference Showdown. 2 teams, both have lost to the Williamsville Bullets, common opponent there. And Adam, a little chilly tonight. The wind has died down a little bit.
Yeah, it has died down. I mean, it's still blowing, and it's still, I think, going to play a factor in tonight's game, but definitely not as windy as when we first got here when that sun was out.
And we talked about, you said some of the keys to tonight's game, and could see a lot of offense.
Yeah, we could see a defensive battle, and I don't know if that would surprise anybody. These are 2 really well-coached, well-thought-of programs. It's going to be a battle.
And here is tonight's game time forecast, brought to you by Backyard Leisure. Hot tub, you need it. 43 degrees, wind at 11 miles an hour, and a little chilly, but it's high school football weather. Feels maybe like a little bit like November, but this is like a playoff game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to have a playoff feel to it. Both these teams are in the playoffs. They've both 5 wins, so they've qualified. They're not automatically in. Whoever wins tonight would be an automatic qualifier. But what you're playing for now is a home game, maybe a better road to get up to DeKalb and play for a state championship.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Shields. We'll take a look at the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans offense. Coach's son, Wade Jostis, is the quarterback. Brian Bowes, he's a handful, running back.
He had a great game against Williamsville. Also keep an eye on number 8, Cade Culp. He's the speedster out of the backfield. And then just Drew Hicks, Xavier Getz. They are down Dalton Torbert. He tore his ACL a few weeks ago, so that's a big loss for the Trojan receiving corps.
And that starting lineup brought to you by Shields. We're just about set to get underway here. A little bit of a chilly night. And there you see the Athens Warriors players trying to stay warm best they can. officials are on the field. And
so for everybody at home, the Maroa-Forsyth field, the Boyd, as it's called, Walter Boyd Field, sits east to west. So right now the wind is blowing into the face of Maroa-Forsyth on the field and at the backs of Athens. So Maroa is going to be going into the wind first and third quarter, and that could play a factor later on if it's close. Good shot at the flag there of just how quickly the wind's blowing.
And you just saw the Athens defensive starters for tonight, also brought to you by Shields. And we are just about set. Jack Richards will do the kicking honors for the Athens Warriors. And we are underway from the 10, 15, 20, cuts back. Good coverage, brought down at the 14-yard line. The Warriors, good coverage on the kickoff return there.
Great job by Dylan Fletcher to bring him down. I saw him before the game. I said, not going sleeves tonight. He just looked at me and said, no chance. So he's not going to let the weather affect him here tonight.
Cade Culp with the return for the Trojans, who will start 1st and 10 on their own 19-yard line. Wade Jostis, the junior, is the quarterback. Bose and Hicks are two players to watch for the Trojans. On 1st down, Jostis keeps it, goes left, got some room, goes wide, gets a 1st down and more out of bounds. And just like that, the Trojans pick up a 1st down. That is a Casey's General Store 1st down. Casey's General Store, one of our 1st down sponsors all season long.
Great job by Wade Jostis. He can be a dual threat back there. I know the stat everybody's looking at right now is how well he's been throwing the ball, but he's a great athlete. You got to be on the lookout for him.
From the 33, we talked about it. The Trojans don't mess around. They quickly come back to the lineup. 1st down, out to the 39, pick up about 6 on the play there for the Trojans.
Yep, Cade Culp on the run. He's the lightning to the Bryson Bose Thunder. 34 just checked in the game. Keep an eye on Bose out of the backfield.
2nd and 4 for the home team. Week 7, Friday Night Rivals. There's the give up the middle. Bose. Not much that time.
Did get enough though for a 1st down.
And that's another Casey's General Store 1st down for the Trojans as they move the chains.
You know, Bose has had an ankle injury that slowed him down the past 2 weeks. So hopefully he's at 100% here tonight.
Joseph to throw, does throw left, complete at the 40, 45, out to about midfield. Ben Gilbert with the reception for the Trojans.
Gilbert made a bunch of big plays against the Williamsville Bullets a few weeks ago. Look for him to get out in the open field, and he can make the Athens Warriors pay for it if he does get free.
From midfield, the Trojans. Jostis throws, tipped. Good defense by the Warriors. They want to make sure it wasn't it was a pass, but just in case it wasn't. I knew what I wanted to say, I just couldn't say it. So
well,
it'll be 3rd and 3.
And I will say Wade Jostis is very lucky. Number 2, Clay Alderman, had that played perfectly. If that pans out, he was going to be right on the ball and maybe even have a shot to make an interception. But regardless, we're looking at a big 3rd down here for Maroa-Forsyth.
Bose. Lucky he got the ball even.
Yeah.
Thrown for a loss on the play.
Got to be careful on those option reads right there. Great job by Athens up front to get in the backfield and make a huge 3rd down stop.
So 4th and 8, loss of 5 on the play after the good Warrior defense there. Looks like the Trojans are going to go for it. Let's see now. Culp back to check. Bose back to punt, but flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start on the Trojans, so we can move it back even more.
Dead ball. Don't start on the offense. Still 4th down.
So 4th and 13 as they push the Trojans back.
Going to send out the actual punt unit now.
Quite a few changes from that one. You could just, as you could tell, watching your screen.
Wind's going to be in his face as he kicks his football. So as you can see, it just hung up there.
Pretty good kick. Takes a Maroa-Forsyth bounce down at the 22-yard line. So that's where the Warriors will start their first drive of the game.
I'll tell you what, without Wim, that ball's probably back towards the 10-yard line. It looked really good coming off his foot, and then it hung up there for a little bit and just died. But got a good bounce on this turf, and let's take a look at the Athens Warriors.
And there's the Athens offense. Their starters tonight, brought to you by Shields. And we talked about Dason Davis and Nick Laird, two of the best, both with more than 500 yards rushing this season.
You know, Nick Laird, all-time leading rusher at Athens, and that's a supreme title to have.
Richards, the quarterback, hands off. Trojans, good defense on that one on first down. 9:47 to go in the first quarter. That was Dason Davis, the junior for Athens. Give him 4, 2nd and 6.
You know what? Keep an eye on Jack Richards. He is a very capable runner and thrower. Could open up a component of Athens' offense you don't see very much.
And there you see the Maroa-Forsyth defensive starters, also brought to you by Shields. 2nd down. There's the handoff to Laird, and gets a few on the play.
Yeah, tough run there for Laird. Again, that's going to be a guy they're going to key on. He is the all-time leading rusher. But you can't forget about Davis. You can't forget about Isaiah Cody as well. He's a speedster back there.
Cody, the wing back, 5'7", 160-pound junior. So 3rd and 3 for the Warriors. First quarter action, Friday Night Rivals. Give up the middle, first down, still on his feet, out to the 39-yard line.
It was Davis on
Davis.
That.
Jason Davis.
So they're very deceptive with all the handoffs in the backfield. And he did a good job, just a simple trap up the middle. I think it caught the Trojans off guard a little bit as well.
And that is good for a Casey's General Store first down. Ball on the 38. Richards under center. Gives the second man through, and that worked pretty well. The ball comes loose. No. Okay. Close to a first down. Laird
delivered a huge blow there at the end. I think they haven't. I think they're gonna. Oh nope, they're gonna give it to him. I thought they might measure.
Wasn't sure if it was short. Okay, first down. Casey Jones Store, first down for the Warriors.
You know, I talked about Athens needs to be the pace car. They got their pace going right now, and they're really the beast is starting to take flight. And the Trojans need a big stop here.
So give up low, fakes me out left side. Gain of about 5 or 6 yards on the play. After Nick Laird moves the Warriors forward, and that's a Dylan Fletcher. Check that. 2nd and 4 after the gain of 6. These Warriors can mix it up. They got a lot of weapons.
A lot of different running backs. They can plug and play and move guys around, and they don't line up same spot every time. So a lot of different motions and stuff. Oh, ball's loose.
Richards picked it up, moved forward. Very fortunate there, and he still moved. Got a little.
He got 2 yards there. Yeah.
Not bad for a fumble recovery. So be 3rd and short from the 46 of Maroa-Forsyth. No score here in the first quarter.
This is a big 3rd down, but I'll let everybody at home know. If Athens is going to be on their side of the 50, I wouldn't look for them to punt here. They're very aggressive on 4th down. They want to keep the ball in their offensive hands and keep the Trojan offense off the field.
Trojans came fast, quickly, and they come up with a good stop there. And as you mentioned, let's see, look at the Warriors to see if they're in play as they're in 4th down territory. I wouldn't doubt it, what you said, Adam. But you lost a yard, 4th and 3.
That was a perfectly timed blitz there by the Trojan defense. Almost got in there quick enough to get the handoff. And that's exactly the kind of stop you need to make it now 4th and about 3.5 for a first down. As you can see, Athens is going to go for it.
Richards under center. Somebody jumped.
I think this is going to be on Athens. That's going to make an interesting decision now.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Now I think you're going to see the punt team get out there.
I think you were right about that.
4th and long.
Makes it a lot different.
Yeah.
4th and 8 as opposed to 4th and 3. Ball at midfield. McLaird counting the Warriors players. Make sure there's enough of them out there. Pretty good kick there by Jack Richards. Ball bounces and out of the end zone for a touchback. So ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and the Trojans will have the ball. We're going to take a break. You're watching CEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. We'll take a break. Back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to CEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. I'm Paul Wappel, along with Adam Anderson. Doug Opperman keeping statistics for us tonight. First quarter action from Maroa-Forsyth. The Trojans have the ball for the second time tonight. No score here in the early going. First and 10 for the Trojans.
I think it was picked.
Picked off by the Warriors. They did.
They did.
The turnover.
Jack Richards.
Jostis with the throw, and Richards on the money on that one. So there's the INT, the first turnover of the game. Let's go down to Nico Heffinger.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Renita Sprinkle with CEFCU. Now, Renita, how exciting is this partnership with Friday Night Rivals and CEFCU?
Oh, it's extremely excited. We are so excited to be part of this community.
And you mentioned community and, being a community organization. What kind of goes into something like that?
Well, we are involved in all aspects of the community. We are a not-for-profit, so savers help borrowers, borrowers help savers, and we give back to our community in all localities, not just where we have our member centers or our offices, but in the outlying communities as well.
And then for you getting to represent CEFCU here today, just kind of seeing the whole production that we have for Friday Night Rivals, the fans out here tonight, is that kind of a rewarding thing for you?
It certainly is. It gives back to us. It energizes us to continue this partnership.
Yeah, well, hopefully it continues for many years to come. Thank you for joining me, Paul and Adam. We'll send it back to you in the booth.
Thank you very much, and thanks to CEFCU for being our main sponsor this year, title sponsor on Friday Night Rivals. All right, 2nd and 7 after the run by Davis, and now it's Laird to the right side. Picks up some yardage there on 2nd down. Got maybe a couple on the play.
Yeah, Maroa's done a good job here after the turnover to limit the big play, because that's what Athens was looking for. This is 4-down territory again. We did talk to the Athens coaches before the game. Jack Richards is the field goal kicker. They said he's good from about 25-30, but they still said we're probably going to run the ball though.
There's the give to Davis, and
it's going to be pretty close.
Enough? Can't tell from our vantage point. Let's see.
No signal yet, but they're moving.
They're going to move it. First down. Casey's General Store first down for the Athens Warriors.
Davis is running hard here at the start of this game. Athens really wants this victory. Lost by 1 last year. Felt like they gave one away. Really wants to come out with victory here.
And the Warriors have made it into the Carpenter's Local 270 red zone for the first time tonight. So 1st and 10 from the 17 for Richards and the Warriors. Richards rolls right, fakes, looking, throws into the end zone, out of bounds. Incomplete.
Smart throw. Pretty well covered out there by the Trojans. Didn't have much out there for Wyatt Boyer, who is 6'5", so maybe you can take a chance throwing up there, but you don't want to give the ball back to Maroa-Forsyth. So smart play, but just chucking it out of bounds.
2nd and 10. Excuse me, check 2nd and 10 from the 17 for the Warriors. They're trying to capitalize on their turnover, the Trojans' turnover. Good left side.
Got some room outside.
About the 12 is Dylan Fletcher, the senior. 5'5", 145 pounds.
Had some room out here. Had Peyton Schaefer, offensive lineman, was out in front of him too. Got enough of the Trojan defensive back to pave a way, but also they did enough to flow it and come over and get Fletcher really before he started.
3rd and 4 from the 11. Richards under center, Laird in motion. There's the give to Davis. Tries to go forward, tough going that time.
Again, another great 3rd down stop where they've really keyed on the fullback and taken that component of the Athens offense away. And lucky again to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. 33 is the freshman, Tanner Heights, who's had a phenomenal year so far this year and has done well on these 2 drives against a very unique offense.
So 4th and 4 from the 11. Let's see what the Warriors come up with here. Back to throw, Richards throws, complete to Davis at the 11, but not nearly enough.
Great job by Bryson Bowes. He was 2-on-1 out there between him and 2 Athens Warriors linemen. Fought through both of them and still had enough to make the tackle on Davis. Great job by Maroa-Forsyth to get off the field and get their offense back out there.
That's a huge stop, isn't it? But the turnover
in a big game like this too. You give it to them inside almost your own red zone. They're right on the outside of it. And then to come up and keep him out of the end zone on 4th down is spectacular for Maroa-Forsyth.
Trojans have it on their own 11-yard line. Justice gives, left side, Gilbert. Not much that time.
They did a good job of stringing him out and not letting him go. Well, on this field, it's east-west, but
yes.
they pushed him south and towards the sideline and was just lucky there to get 2 yards.
Give him maybe a couple, yes. So 2nd and 8, call it 9. And off that time, Warriors defense there at the 10.
There were 3 white jerseys in the backfield before Bowes even took that handoff, just waiting for him. And that's how you have to tackle a guy like Bryson Bowes, who's a very big running back and can run through multiple tackles. But they had 3 guys waiting for him.
Bowes, 5'10", 230 pounds.
Take a look at the replay. Nick Laird, Peyton Schaefer just kind of standing there waiting for him.
3rd and 9. For Maroa-Forsyth. Justice from the gun. Fakes. Goes. Right side. Oh, good catch there by Gilbert. Down the sidelines. 50, 40, 35, 30 down. Brought down to 30. How about that? A great catch there by Ben Gilbert, who had to get it. And that's a 1st down. The Casey's General Store 1st down for the Trojans.
Yeah, they faked the screen and went up top. Clay Alderman actually fell down, and I think when he fell down, he bumped into Jack Richards, which threw Richards off right here and took them both out of the play and left Gilbert wide open.
Justice fumbles. Oh, that's costly. Back to the 44-yard line. Wow. So
yeah, that's
you get momentum and you hurry up to the line.
You're trying to catch him off guard and just you got to focus on the snap first and foremost, and that's that one's going to bother head coach Josh Joseph for a while. To capitalize on a big play like that, and now you're looking at 2nd and
22.
Yeah, that's
from the 43 of Athens. Justice Gives to Bose. Left side, nothing there. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So after one quarter here at Maroa-Forsyth, no score between the Warriors and Trojans. And we're going to take a break. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals on CW23. Back with second quarter action in just a minute. Stay with us. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Second quarter action underway now. Jostis overthrows his man, intended receiver, number 7, Drew Hicks, on 3rd and 23.
Athens did a good job of getting hands up and didn't let Jostis get a free lane to throw that ball to Hicks, and he just sailed it a little high.
So 4th and 23, ball on the 44. Trojans in punt formation.
Got the wind at their back, so just really want to pin Athens deep if they can.
No pressure on the punter, Jackson Nightingale. Bounces at the 1, and Trojans tried to keep it out of the end zone. Could not do it. Good effort, but 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Athens Warriors.
It's been a defensive battle, and we talked before the game. I said if this game's under 30 with the total score or the winner under 30 points, I think Athens wins this game. If it's above 30, I think it goes to Maroa. We're kind of seeing that right now. This game has been played at an Athens pace.
It has so far. So 11:50 to go, just underway here in the second quarter. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Jack Richards and the Warriors. There's a handoff left side, and I think he slipped there, maybe tripped. Not much, maybe a yard.
Again, they're going to lull you to sleep with these handoffs to Davis, where he's going to get 2-3 yards. And then the next thing you know, they pull the handoff from Davis, then hand it to Laird or to Fletcher, to Isaiah Cody behind him. And then those are the plays that go for 60, 70 yards.
Both teams entered this game 5-1. And this is a huge game for both teams. 2nd and 9. Give left side, and a good run that time by Davis. He has the first down, and that is a Brant Professional Agriculture first down for the Warriors.
Great job for Davis there. Again, an inside trap. There's a lot of movement in the backfield. You got to keep an eye on them. All 4, technically, if you count Richards' running backs, and he did a good job of sneaking through there and getting a first down.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 30. For the Warriors, no score. We haven't had too many scoreless quarters this year, especially in the first quarter. So there's the give to Davis. Left side there, and about 3 on the play.
Yeah, 3. They gave him a pretty generous spot, yeah, so we'd say about
35.
4. Yeah. The pace is... This game is catered to Athens so far. They did have the turnover, and Maroa had the big play, and they've moved the ball a little bit. It's not like Athens is kind of completely shutting them down, but they've made big plays when they needed to.
2nd and 5. There's a handoff up the middle to about the 38-yard line. Carry that time, Nick Laird. He typically does get a lot of work, but the Warriors do mix it up. We know that. And
Laird became their all-time leading rusher, and we said that's a pretty highly regarded position. If you think about all the great running backs that have come through Athens and just how much they run the football, and again, he did that three games ago.
Incredible. 3rd and 2, gives to the second man, goes wide, and he's going down the sidelines. Dylan Fletcher is to the 30. Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Thought he might break it. So that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. And they move the chains. And the Warriors move the ball quite a bit on that play.
Again, we had talked about they're going to hand it off to Davis a lot. And he's a guy you have to really focus on. But there's going to be times when they fake it to Davis and then they hand it off to Fletcher, to Cody. And just like I talked about, he's the second man through. He makes a move to the outside. He's got a lot of speed. Almost took that one to the house.
5'5", 145. You better catch him early because he does, like you said, he has speed and hard to spot. 1st and 10 from the 26 and a timeout. The Warriors call time.
Yeah, didn't want to talk about it.
Timeout, White.
With 9:07 to go. So we'll take a timeout. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals on CW23. Back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Second quarter action. The Athens Warriors on the move. 1st and 10 from the 26. There's the give. To number 45. The Warriors continue to mix it up, and that carry, Caleb Orm. Check that, excuse me.
I only know that because I got some inside contacts over at Athens, but
senior.
Caleb Orm was a player, went to basic training over the summer, got back late, missed the first 3-4 weeks, so didn't play in the game we did when they played Pleasant Plains on Friday Night Rivals. He's been back, and he's been a difference maker. He was a starter last year for the Warriors.
Got 5, 2nd down. Laird gets more than 5, still on his feet, down to the 11-yard line, and the Warriors, of course, now into the Carpenters Local 270 red zone, and they'll move the chains. That's another Brant Professional Agriculture 1st down.
Again, with so many running backs and so many of these guys can do different things, they can plug and play and move guys around. Well, Davis not even on the field right there. Laird taking the fullback position. They want to get him the ball so they can hide him, and they can do a lot of things.
1st and 10 from the 12. Laird up the middle. Trojans stop that one pretty easily. Let's go down to Nico Heffinger.
Members of the Maroa-Forsyth Athletic Training Program, which is run by Matt Munjoy. Matt, how long has this program been going on?
We started the program in the fall of 2008, so we're in our 12th year now. We've had about 50 students go through total. Many of them gone on to college for a medical field, and just something to help the students kind of get an idea of kind of what we do as athletic trainers and any medical profession. Yep.
We've got 3 of the 50 that have been through the program right here with Lydia, Jade, and Hadley. Lydia, what kind of got you excited to get into this program?
I want to be a nurse once I finish college, so I knew this was a good place to get a glimpse at a little bit of what the medical field does and how to identify some injuries. So I was interested from the beginning when I heard it when I got into high school.
And Jade and Hadley, how exciting has this program kind of been for you two?
Oh, it's amazing because we go to state basically every year, so we usually get like 14 weeks of this, so it's really fun to be like with the athletes on the sideline and up close with everything.
Hadley, anything you want to add?
It's really fun just getting to know the culture of Maroa-Forsyth football. It's been a great experience.
Well, 12 years of the program certainly sounds like things going very well. Very exciting stuff here in Maroa. We're going to take it back to the game, and Paul and Adam in the booth.
There's a Brant Professional Agriculture 1st down. It is 1st and goal from the 1 for the Warriors. And they make some personnel changes, Adam.
Yeah, I wonder if you're going to see maybe a little bit heavier package with the running backs here. They're running out of time, though, so they better get up on the ball and get it snapped.
And they know it, and they
called another timeout
just
there.
in time. It just hit 1. So the Warriors have to burn another timeout. And we're going to take a break ourselves, timeout. So back with more. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Back with second quarter action in just a minute. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. 1st and goal for the Athens Warriors from the 1. Richards gives, and he is in as Nick Laird. Touchdown, Athens. And that's $50 donation, courtesy of Young Security, our touchdown sponsor this year.
Yeah, nothing pretty there. Just an inside run there to Nick Laird and trying to use his big, powerful frame to get in the end zone. And great job by the offensive line for the Warriors to get it done. They're going to take the first lead tonight.
And there you see the replay. And courtesy of Young Security, the $50 donation will go to this week's charity, the Mary Bryant Home for the Blind. So the Warriors will try to tack on the extra point to make it 7-0. Jack Richards, the quarterback, is also the kicker. Clay Alderman, the junior, is the holder. There's the snap. Kick is up, low, but he made it through. It's good, 7-0. So the Warriors strike first here in the second quarter. They lead the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans 7-0.
Very good drive there by the Athens Warriors. They took a lot of time on the clock. They methodically got it down there. And again, I keep going back to it. The pace of this game is what they want it to be. And Maroa is really going to have to break out of this and get some of that momentum back on their side, or it could be a long night for them.
Pray Hard Institute would like to thank our EMS and first responders at tonight's game for being the heart of the community. Thank you for all you do, EMS and first responders. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here and being there when we need you. 6:25 to go here in the second quarter. Pretty well played game so far, fast paced, 1 turnover. And the Trojans will get the ball back and see how they respond to the Warrior touchdown.
Score update in Rochester. Rochester 21, Springfield High 13. That one was almost at the end of the first quarter. Another big one, Effingham had a 7-0 lead on Taylorville. Williamsville only had a 6-0 lead at the end of one over New Berlin as well. That one's for the silver bucket.
Keep an eye on that one too. All right. So 34 points at least in that Rochester Springfield High game. I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and we just get our first 7.
Yes. What a difference a game makes, right?
Peyton Schaefer kicking off for the Warriors.
Payson Schaefer will kick for the Warriors. He does. Pretty good kick. Fielded at the 15, 25, 30, 35. 39-yard line. A good return there by the Trojans. A pretty good field position after the return there by Ian Reller.
Yeah, great job by the Trojans. This is going to be the best starting field position that they've had all night. Let's see if they can turn it into something.
Check that. That was Jared Chandler on the return for the Trojans. First down and 10 to go from the 39. So far the Warrior defense has come up pretty big. 6:19 to go in the second quarter. Justice in the gun. He's going to throw, does throw, got it across the middle. Too much on it. Intended receiver, number 22, Ben Gilbert. A little too much air on it that time.
Gilbert seems to be the guy they're looking for in the slot to get open. He probably does have some speed on number 2, Clay Alderman. Just had a little too much on that. And Joseph is lucky because Alderman had a chance to maybe get a hand on that football. We could be talking about another interception.
2nd and 10. The Trojans come back to the line quickly. Joseph keeps it. Didn't fool the Warriors. Gets to the 40, maybe a yard on the carry.
I'll tell you what, up front, number 76, Peyton Schaefer, is having a heck of a first half right now. Every time it looks like Maroa has a running lane, you see this hair coming out of his helmet, coming out of nowhere and making a big stop. He's a senior, so he's played in a few of these close games. He really wants this one tonight.
3rd and 10. Jostis rolls right, throws across the middle, complete at midfield. And a first down. They'll move the chain. It's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. Cody Marsh, number 20, with the reception.
That was a big pickup for a first down. The offense looked a little stagnant on this drive. So good job by Marsh to just get past the sticks here. We can get a first down.
So ball on the 49 of the Warriors. Jostis gives the Culp. Got some room, takes a few defenders with him. Hard to bring down. Finally brought down at the 41-yard line. Check that, Bose. Brian Bose.
Yeah, Big Bose gets going. He's tough to bring down. Again, he had an ankle injury that had slowed him down. It looks like it's not bothering him here tonight.
So 2nd and 1 for the Trojans. Jostis throws to Bose, complete, 40, 35. First down and more, down to the 32-yard line. That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
Bose showing he's a multi-purpose back, catching the ball out of the backfield right there. Great catch and run by Bose. He really delivered a blow right there at the end. And they're going to give him a little bit of a break and bring in Colt.
From the 32. Jostis pitches forward. Gets maybe a couple on the play. So didn't fool the Warriors too much.
Even though that is a run play, technically it is a pass. So if
Ben
Gilbert would have dropped that, it would have been an incomplete pass.
So 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. Trail 7-0 with 4:20 to go. Clock running here in the second. Jostis rolls right, has time, looking, throws. Complete at the 19-yard line. That's the first down, and Brant Professional Agriculture first down, and Cody Marsh, the senior, with the big catch.
Cody Marsh again getting just enough past the sticks to get a first down. They're doing a good job of really setting an edge out there to let Jostis get outside and have a better vision of his receivers.
Tough catch, he made it, and the Trojans are into the Carpenters Local 270 red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18th. Jostis fires, complete, goes right, got some room, down to the 11-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play, so the Trojans are moving quickly. Drew Hicks gets into the action.
Yeah, hadn't called his name yet here tonight. He had a huge game against Waynesville. He was kind of their guy on offense in that game, and he's a guy you really have to think would make some big plays here tonight.
2nd and 4 for the 12, and somebody jumped, and I think it might have been Nick Laird.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. That's a first down.
So they'll move the change.
Laird knew immediately.
That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. So it's 1st and 5 from the 7 of Athens. Jostis gives to Bose, barrels his way, trying to just finally brought down at the 2-yard line. I would not want to try to stop him.
No, especially on a cold night like tonight. It's like a freight train coming right at you. And Bose does a good job of holding on to the football, too. They're doing whatever they can to maybe pop that ball out. He held on to it, and he fought off 3 or 4 tacklers while he was doing it.
2nd and goal from the 3 for the Trojans, who looked at the sideline, trying to make sure they've got the play they want. Wade Jostis under center. There's the give on the right side. The Colt. The Trojans say in, but no signal. I don't think he got it.
On the 1.
So Colt gets to the 1. The sophomore does. 2:28 to go in the second quarter.
You got to think right here, you're going to see a heavy dose of Bryson Bose. Take a look. Good call.
Good stop there.
Good catch by our cameraman as well.
Riley Lopian with a senior with a good play there. So 3rd and goal from the 1. What will the Trojans do? Quickly come line, and they give it to Bose, and he is in easily that time for the touchdown. That's a Young Security touchdown, and courtesy Young Security, a $50 donation to the Mary Bryant Home for the Blind.
Pretty simple there. They loaded up on that right side, and you had to know that Bryson Bose was going to get the ball, and he did just that. They got enough of the blockers in front of him to take a few steps there in the end zone.
So the Trojans will try to tie it with the extra point. Peyton Jenkins, kick is up, and it is good. So we are tied at 7 with 2:01 to go in the second quarter. And right now, we're going to take a look at the East Bay Fan Cam. And you look at it, you haven't seen this all season. Look at the jackets out in full force tonight. A little chilly.
A lot of winter hats, a lot of heavy jackets, a lot of blankets.
But they don't seem to mind. The fans don't, do they? They love their football here at Maroa-Forsyth. Rich tradition, been the state championship game last 3 years. Haven't won it the last 3 years, but they want to get over that hump this year, of course.
I think they've been to the state championship game, I think 7 times. Again, everybody thinks of Rochester because they've gone and they've won, and Maroa's only won 1 state championship. But to go as many times as they have, they are a small school powerhouse.
Indeed they are. 386 is their current enrollment here at Maroa-Forsyth. Josh Joseph, longtime head coach, one of the best ones. Take a look at the scoring drive. 61 yards, 11 plays, capped by the touchdown run by Bose.
Now, I would keep an eye on the kicker here. It is not outside of Josh Joseph's realm to do a surprise onside at a time like this where you have some momentum. There's 2 minutes left in this half. It wouldn't shock me.
Zach Frazier.
He kicks it deep.
Kicks it deep. Fielded cleanly at the 10. 15. Goes wide. 20, 25. Down to the 27-yard line. Clay Alderman, the return for the Warriors.
Decent return for the Warriors, and you know, even though we're under 2 minutes, you might see them speed up a little bit, but they're not going to be in a big hurry. I think they would be completely fine going to this halftime tied, and they will get the ball back to start the second half.
So we have 1:53 to go, and the Warriors have 1 timeout remaining. Ball on the 27. We'll see how the Warriors play this drive as we inch closer to halftime. From the 27, Richards under center. Gives to Davis. Met by a host of Warriors, or check that host of Trojans. The Warriors, see how quickly they come back to, or if they are in a hurry at all. It doesn't appear that they're going to be in a hurry to get back to the line. So
yeah, because you don't
be content.
You don't want to do something you're not used to, or get in a big hurry and give Maroa a chance to call a few timeouts, and maybe have a spot to get the ball back. So I think this is a big second down play. If Maroa can stop him, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a timeout.
2nd and 8. Give to Davis. No, check.
The second guy, yeah.
Helmet comes off, one of the Trojans defenders. Come off. Anthony Campbell, the junior defender. So 1:08 to go in the half. 3rd and 3 from the 34 for Athens. Inside of a minute. Quarter. Give to Laird, trying to find some, cuts back. Does find some room. 1st down and then some. To Brant Professional Agriculture 1st down. They'll move the chains. And let's see if the Warriors try to hurry back to the line or not, Adam, to try to get some more points before halftime.
That was a big run by Laird. He did a great job. Great job by the Warrior offensive line out in front of him to give him a cutback line where he did some damage.
On 1st down, the pitch to Davis, who goes wide. He was tackled inbound, so clock will continue to run. Ball on the 46. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7, we'll call it. Inside of 30 seconds in the quarter. And timeout is taken.
Timeout, Athens. That's their final timeout.
So the Warriors aren't going to talk about it, Adam. And
they're, because I imagine you don't take a time. That was probably the last play of the half. Excuse me. So we'll see what they want to do here. Again, I wouldn't expect them to put the ball in the air just on the off chance something bad does happen. You still give Maroa a shot to get in the end zone before halftime.
So 7-7 here in the 2nd quarter. And I want to remind you that tonight at 10:15 on ABC News Channel 20, get all of your local high school football highlights on News Channel 20's Friday Night Rivals recap. That's with Carly Bell. You see her picture there. She's out and about, getting highlights, scores, and all of the high school football recap will be on at 10:15 tonight on ABC News Channel 20 with Carly Bell. So not a whole lot of time to go here before halftime, Adam. Ball on the 46, and I guess we'd both be surprised if the Warriors do something, try try to go deep or something in the air. Unless
Yeah, no, I would be surprised too, but it wouldn't surprise me if you see some kind of reverse or counter play where there's a lot of movement and some pulling linemen, maybe a double handoff situation. Keep an eye on number 1, Dylan Fletcher.
So the
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So they're going to call that on the center, because what happens is you can come up and you can move the football, but you can't physically pick it up to move it, and I think that's what happened there on that play.
So that changes things. 2nd and 12 for the Warriors. Fumble picked up. And to the 45. Not much there, Dylan Fletcher. Time winding down. The Warriors out of timeouts. See if they get into the playoff. Don't think that they will.
They're going to try for it
before the horn sounds. So we're at halftime. 7-7 for Forsyth and the Athens Warriors. It's lived up to the hype. We've had some great games this season. This is another one. Sangamon Conference rivals, a showdown, both 5-1, looking for victory number 6. Tied up at 7, 1 turnover in the first half.
We knew it would be a battle. You know, it's a low-scoring battle, but you've got 2 really good football teams. There's very little room for something to go wrong, and they've both recovered from bad situations.
They definitely have, and not quite as windy we talked about as it was before the game started, but a little brisk. People have their jackets on and out in full force tonight. Good turnout here in Maroa-Forsyth. Maroa, as always, Maroa-Forsyth, sorry about that. We're at halftime. And right now, we're going to go down the sidelines. Nico Heffinger. Nico?
Guys, I'm here with Maroa-Forsyth head coach Josh Josephs. Coach, tied going into the half. Kind of how you feeling about that first half performance?
Well, offense turned it over once deep in our territory, and defense got to stop. So they actually drive and our drive are both 80-yard drives after both of us having shorter fields. So not unexpected out of us in Athens. So usually a close ball game.
Weather like this may be a factor as well. You know, football weather kind of plays towards the defense. You think it's a little more the rivalry, a little more of, you know, kind of just not used to getting these kind of temps yet this season?
Both teams are filling each other out. I don't think it has anything to do with the weather. Hopefully there's some more points in the second half for us at least.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you for your time. We'll send it back to Paul and Adam in the booth.
All right, thanks, Nico. And we'll let you know the Landmark Automotive Group halftime report is coming up next. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back. You're watching the Landmark Automotive Group halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Paul Wappel, Adam Anderson, 7-7. Athens and Maroa-Forsyth tied up at 7. And earlier today, SEFCU presented Maroa-Forsyth High School with a $500 donation to say thank you for hosting tonight's Friday Night Rivals matchup. SEFCU will make a $500 donation to each Friday Night Rivals host school throughout the season for use for their general fund. SEFCU is proud to support our communities, our schools, and our students with Friday Night Rivals. Thank you, Maroa-Forsyth, for being gracious host once again tonight. SEFCU Friday Night Rivals. And 7-7, Athens and Maroa-Forsyth at halftime, and get a good shot of the moon, full moon, Adam.
It's brisk.
And right now we're going to hear from Landmark Automotive Group.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jay Scooby with the Landmark Automotive Group. Jay, how exciting is this partnership between Landmark Automotive and Friday Night Rivals?
It's extremely exciting. First of all, we get to enjoy high school football, and we get to show local communities our vehicles. It's very nice.
And we're getting towards the end of the year. Football weather coming in. Understand with that, though, some new models coming out of the lots.
Absolutely. The one thing that we're really excited about is the 2020 Cadillac XT6. It's a nice mid-size luxury SUV. All the features that you could ever want, including stuff that you may not even think of, like night vision, which is completely unheard of.
And that sounds like something, you know, a mid-size SUV could be good for some families with student athletes around the area as well?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it seats 7, and it has room for equipment as well.
And for anyone wanting to check out Landmark, number of locations around the area, correct?
We have several locations. You can definitely reach us online as well at landmarkcadillac.com.
All right, thank you, Jay. Paul and Adam, we'll send it back up to you in the booth.
All right, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Landmark Automotive Group Halftime Report on Friday Night Rivals. Back to the Landmark Automotive Group Halftime Report on Friday Night Rivals. Let's go down and to check in with Nico Hefflinger. Nico?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Bryce Stewart, the principal of Maroa-Forsyth, as well as Scott Laird, the athletic director at Athens. Bryce, we're going to start with you. How exciting is it to have the Friday Night Rivals broadcast here at Maroa once again?
It's great. We really enjoy you guys coming out and supporting all high school football. It's a great program that you guys do, but having you here in Maroa, being able to showcase our programs, and with a great game against Athens today, it's just a great experience for our community.
It's our second time featuring the Trojans, second time featuring the Warriors as well. Scott, first game, absolute dominant performance, the biggest blowout we've had this season. Seeing, your team here now tied. What is it, how are you feeling as an AD kind of in this game? Good rivalry game.
We knew what we were going to get into over here. We feel fortunate to be 7-7 at this point. They've got a great program. It's extremely difficult to play over here. They've got a great facility and definite home field advantage with the turf, and we feel pretty good, really, 7-7.
And, very intense game going on, but a lot more than just football today. Maroa-Forsyth wearing pink out on the field today. Yeah. What does this cause mean to the Trojans? I mean, everyone affected by cancer in one way or another.
Yeah, this is a big week for Maroa-Forsyth, and a lot of people, cancer has affected us all in one way or some form. But between the Dig Pink nights for our volleyball teams and the Real Men Wear Pink night here, it's just a chance for us to honor those survivors and the ones that we lost, as well as raise some good money for a great organization and work with St. Mary's Hospital on that.
Well, always something bigger than football, but looking at the game, we are tied 7-7. Scott, who you got in the second half of this one?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Athens.
I'm feeling like you might have a different prediction here.
Yeah, I'm feeling the Trojans in the second half.
All right, it's anyone's guess who's going to win this one. We'll send it back up to Paul and Adam in the booth.
Throughout this Friday Night Rivals season, Steak and Shake will recognize an exceptional senior student athlete from each participating school with a plaque presentation prior to each game. This week's Steak and Shake Scholar athletes are Dylan Fletcher from Athens. Dylan has a GPA of 4.075. He plays football and baseball. Dylan is a member of the National Honor Society, Leadership Committee, and Student Council. Dylan volunteers with 4-H and at the local food pantry. And from Maroa-Forsyth, Cody Marsh. Cody has a grade point average of 4.756. He plays basketball, football, and runs track. Cody is a member of the National Honor Society, FFA, and volunteers with the Judy Mason Thanksgiving Basket Project. These students are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake is proud to support and encourage exceptional student athletes across Central Illinois. Congratulations to both of this week's Steak and Shake Scholar athletes. From Maroa-Forsyth, Cody Marsh and Dylan Fletcher from Athens. And earlier this week, we spoke with our Scholar Athlete sponsor, Steak and Shake.
Hey everyone, we hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Joining me now in the studio is Ms. Caitlin Williams. She is the General Manager of the Steak and Shake on North Dirksen. And here today she's talking about their official partnership as the Scholar Athlete sponsor with News Channel 20. Thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So Caitlin, you all are recognizing student achievements both on and off the field through this partnership. What does that mean for Steak and Shake?
It's really important for us to be part of the community, and it's exciting for us to be able to recognize these student athletes each week. As a GM, I definitely want to be a part of the community as much as possible, so it's definitely a really big deal for us.
And this really is a community effort. They nominate students to be a part of this. What will the students receive as part of the Scholar Athlete?
We recognize a different student each week. And then at the end of the year, there is a $5,000 scholarship that'll be given away.
Very exciting. Now, we cannot talk about this Scholar Athlete sponsorship without talking about some of the other amazing work that you're doing in the community. Tell us about some of those unique partnerships.
Right now we are doing the Roundup program, which guests are given the opportunity to round up their check to the next dollar each time they come in, and that gets donated to local charities. Right now we're doing the Minnie O'Byrne Crisis Nursery, and we'll choose a different charity next quarter.
Excellent. Now, for those that are watching, I'm sure they want to know about this. The delicious food at Steak and Shake. You guys are doing something amazing for the month of October. Tell us about it.
We have new specials each week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today being Friday, we have the Family Feast, which is 4 double cheeseburgers, 4 fries, and 4 cookies, and 4 milkshakes. So it's definitely a big savings for family to come in on Friday nights and not have to cook dinner.
Absolutely. You cannot beat that. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all this information on this amazing Scholar Athlete sponsorship. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the game.
Thanks to Steak and Shake for being our Scholar Athlete sponsor this year on SFQ Friday Night Rivals. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on the Landmark Automotive Group halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Welcome back to the Landmark Automotive Group halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. I'm Paul Wapple alongside Adam Anderson. Halftime here at Maroa-Forsyth, 7-7. Trojans and Warriors in a good Sangamo Conference battle. It was a good first half, and we've got some first half stats and highlights to share with you tonight. As you see, a lot of folks in pink. Cancer awareness. And there's some of the highlights. There's the interception, Adam. In the
big interception by Richards, but didn't turn into anything. And then the very next drive,
Justice with a good throw there.
Yeah, to Gilbert, and almost took it the distance. But then Athens made a big stop, comes right back, and then this has been their biggest play of the night so far.
The Warriors get into the end zone. Take the lead 7-0, and the Trojans came back with big Mr. Bose there. And that's where we are now, 7-7 at halftime. Landmark Automotive Group halftime report here and we'll take a look at some of the stats first half.
Again, fairly even. We knew Athens loves to run the football, and they've shown that. And I think it's there at the end. Marsh caught a few big first downs there for Justice, but the big play to Gilbert's been a big chunk of the yards for them passing. So it's a pretty even first half, and that's why we set it a tie ball game.
And right now, we're going to take a look at some Friday Night Rivals and Thursday Night Lights. Great moments from across the country. Enjoy this.
In motion, he lines up at the H-back. Here's Hardy to throw on the screen. It's complete. Needs a block, a stutter step, finds a room, finds a first down, breaks the tackle, flips the ball forward, caught out of the air. A foot race at the 30, 25-20. All the way down is Thompson Bird and out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
3 to the bottom. They look the other way downfield. The pass is thrown up, and Hughie with the concentration to snare that ball.
See if they actually get a return here or not. Low snap. Boy, they got a chance at a block, and they actually did. Blocked it, picked up in the air. And guess what? Into the end zone.
Here he is on the dive play, shedding his block, squeezing down the line of scrimmage, and I don't know what that it's called in wrestling, but takedown.
It's a takedown.
Yeah.
Split to the far side. Handoff goes to Crawford. First down and more. He's right up the middle. He's gone. Tavion Crawford. Touchdown, Big Red. Oh, check that. Got to the goal line. Ball was fumbled, and here comes Dover, the Tornadoes. Back out down the field. Blockers in front and finally knocked out of bounds on the sideline.
Within about 5 yards of him, but there he's starting to slow down.
He was no.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't in the end zone.
Roofsager didn't quit on the play.
Some pretty good highlights there, Adam. What do you think?
Yeah, all I know is get in the end zone. Don't stop before you get in there. Or ask Don Beebe about that. He made a career off that one play in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. You're watching the Landmark Automotive Group halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Back with more in just a minute. back to SEPQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Paul Wappel along with Adam Anderson. Right now, we'll go down to the sidelines. Nico Heffinger. Nico, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Athens head coach Ryan Knox. Coach, what was your message to the guys at the break?
We just got to be better. When we get a big turnover like that, we left points out there on the field that we got to be able to punch that in. And so we just got to keep playing our brand of football. We got to run to the football on defense, and we got to lock on and drive much better on offense.
Hard-fought rivalry game. This kind of the type of game you were expecting in this one?
Absolutely. Yep, definitely.
All right. Good luck in the second half, Coach. We'll send it back up to Paul and Adam in the booth.
All right. Thanks, Nico. Thank you, Coach. And I think we're in for an exciting second half, Adam. The players trying to stay warm or get warmed up after coming out of the locker rooms.
And these games are tough when it's so cold at halftime.
And speaking of cold, here is tonight's second half forecast brought to you by Backyard Leisure. Hot tub, you need it. Be a great night for a hot tub. Wind died down a little bit, 8 miles an hour. It was 11 a while ago, but 41 degrees and partly cloudy, no doubt about that.
Yeah. But no, these games are tough. You go in at halftime, and by the time you start to warm up, you got to come back outside again, and you got to wake them muscles up.
Yes, you do. And look at that. That's a great shot. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they have all kinds of activities going on tonight, and that's absolutely great to see here at Maroa-Forsyth. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of pink. A lot of pink. 7-7 our score, and the Warriors will get the ball first in the second half. We are just about ready to start that second half, and kicking off will be number 32, Zach Frazier, for the Trojans. And we are ready to go here in the third. Pretty good kick. Fielded at the 15, 20, 25, at the 28-yard line. Return that time. Made by number 32, Colby Schultes, the 160-pound senior.
Pretty good kick into the wind. It hung up there. It let Maroa's kickoff team get down there and not let Schultes get much on a return.
And there you see the number 3, Jack Richards, the quarterback for Athens. Getting the play. 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. See how the Warriors do. Tied up here at 7. Hand off to Davis up the middle. About the 32-yard line.
We'll see what kind of adjustments Maroa's made defensively, what kind of adjustments Athens has made offensively. It doesn't look like really they're going to deviate too much from the game plan, which is take your time, establish Davis in the backfield, and then see if Laird and Fletcher or Cody can pop one big.
2nd and 6 for Athens. Just underway here in the third quarter. Trojans show blitz. Second man gets it. Still on his feet. Laird.
Great run
to the 40, 45. Cuts back. Cross midfield to the 44-yard line. How about that? You think he's down. Nick Laird didn't become Athens' all-time leading rusher by mistake, by accident. He's fantastic. That's a first down at Casey's General Store. First down.
Perfect shot here from behind. You're going to see him fight off one and just use his strength and his upper and lower body. And he's got speed too. So Maroa is lucky that he didn't take that one all the way.
Ball on the 44-yard line of Maroa-Forsyth. First possession of the second half. Give to Davis. Good run there. To the 36-yard line, 37-yard line, and gets about 7 on the play.
Yeah, can't do better than that on a first down play. Just a simple inside run to Davis. Comes up limping a little bit. Hopefully he's okay, but they've got a few guys they can plug and play and move around.
They are deep, the Warriors are. Davis, a junior. Laird, of course, a senior. 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. Richards under center. Give to Lair, who busts through the line, inside of 25, to the 25. Big pickup there, that's a first down. They'll move the chains to Casey's General Store, first down.
Good tackle there by Ben Gilbert. We're talking about 6 points for the Athens Warriors. Again, Laird gets through there. He's probably got a little bit more savvy than Davis because he's been doing it for longer. He almost took that one to the house.
First and 10 from the 28 of the Trojans. Fakes to Laird, gives up the middle, right side to 45, and he's down to about close to the 20-yard line.
Just a quick shift. Yeah, quick shift there. Warren turns from wing back into fullback, and Laird shifts out to wing back. Cool little dynamic of this Athens offense.
2nd and 5 from the 23. Laird, right side, goes wide. Beats the tackler head on. Stopped. Play. That was a good stop by the Trojans.
Yeah, Ben Gilbert.
Laird gets going, look out.
Ben Gilbert sticks his nose in there, and that's where they want Laird to run, is laterally rather than straight downhill. So they made him stretch that one out, and this is a big 3rd and 5 here for Athens.
Ball on the 23, 8:45 to go in the 3rd. We are knotted at 7. Takes his time. There's the give to Laird. Left side. Cuts back. Flag on the play.
Get a hold here on the Athens Warriors.
The call.
Holding.
So that'll push the Warriors back. And it'll be 3rd and long now.
Be interesting to see. I think if you're Athens, you're really playing for 2 downs here.
Still 2nd. 3rd down.
So 3rd and 15 now. Ball on the 33-yard line.
No need to pick.
Take a look. There's
just right there on the outside. It was on 45. Caleb Horn just got his hands a little too in there on the jersey, and right there in front of the official. They get called most of the time.
3rd and 15. Back to throw, he does. Quick strike, complete, right side. Cuts back in, and first down. Nice pickup there by Wyatt Boyer. And that's a Casey's General Store first down.
Great job by Richards and Boyer to hook up. Maroa is playing off of the Warrior receivers, which I'm sure a lot of people do because that's only the 3rd time they've attempted to throw the football. Boyer's a big 6'5" target, so snap it, get it out to him, let him do the rest.
6'5", that's pretty darn good. Big target there, and it worked that time for the Warriors. 1st and 10 from the 18. They are inside the Carpenters local 270 red zone. And on first down, there's the handoff. And the Warriors just trying to pound their way to the end zone.
Good. So tempo-wise, we're gonna be under 7 minutes here after this 2nd down play, and Maroa's offense is yet to get on the field.
We talked about it and during the preview show and the broadcast earlier in the first half about that favors Athens, the ball control, and it seems to be doing that so far. So on 2nd down and 8, Laird tries to go to the right side, and the Trojans are there this time. Not much, if anything, on that carry.
A great job up front by the Trojan defensive line. Just a simple inside counter there, but not a lot of room for Laird to really get anything going. Just lucky he got back to the line of scrimmage.
So you're 3rd and 8 from the 16. And like you said, you're in 4-down territory, no doubt, for the Warriors. Richards comes in to has the play. You get Boyer wide right. Wonder if they think about throwing to him here. Let's see. 3rd and 8. Does throw, and it goes to Boyer. Complete. Spun around. I don't think he got the first down.
He's going to be about a yard short. Depends on where they. They're going to mark him about almost 2 yards short.
So 4th and 2 from the 10. So
this is a huge play, not just for this drive, but actually maybe for the rest of the game. If Athens were to pick up a first down here, there's a potential scenario where the Maroa-Forsyth offense does not even touch the field here in the third quarter.
So 4th and 2 from the 10. What will the Warriors do? And we've got a whistle and a timeout.
Timeout, Athens.
The Warriors want to talk about it. This is a big play. Early in the third quarter, or half, but why not? All right, we're going to take a break as well. Back with more. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Stay with us. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. I'm Paul Wappel, along with Adam Anderson, Doug Opperman, keeping statistics for us here. Third quarter action, 6:07 to go. The Warriors are methodically march down the field, and let's see what they do on 4th and 2 from the 10. This is a big play in this game. There's the handoff to Laird, right side. I think he's got the first down.
Yep, he definitely got the first down.
So first down, and that's a Casey's General Store first down. First and goal for the Warriors. So they go to their workhorse, Nick Laird, and he comes through.
Absolutely, and Maroa brought a blitz up the middle to try to take away fullback dive. But again, Richards pulls that ball out and sticks it into Nick Laird, and we're looking at a first down.
First and goal from the 6. Laird again. Dives and gets a few yards. Adam, I want you to explain, you were talking about the Maroa-Forsyth may not get the ball back potentially in this quarter.
So when you think about the way Athens plays and how long an actual football play is, you're thinking about one play a minute, maybe even a little bit longer if something were to happen. So if they get into a 4-down situation, you could see Maroa get the ball back on a kickoff if Athens were to score, or to get the ball back offensively maybe from the 1 or 2 yard line with just about 30 seconds left. And that's what Athens is thinking about in the back of their mind.
No doubt about it. They may have 3 plays left here. We'll see. Second and goal from the 4. Davis cuts left.
1 yard line.
Not in, but better, but close. That'll bring up third down. And as you mentioned, the clock just continues to run. Sure. Yep. And the Warriors took a timeout because that was a key play in this game, and they executed perfectly and got the first down. So third and goal. And no doubt about it, but
I think
whistle.
Got a false start there.
Official microphone's breaking up a little bit there, but yeah, so there's.
Came in from the official on the far sideline, so I don't know if maybe somebody wasn't set or got a quick start.
That's a huge penalty.
Yeah, that's 5 big yards.
That changes things. It's 3rd and 6.
Especially here on 3rd down.
3rd and 6 for the Warriors.
Athens coaches are fired up. I think they're actually calling that one on Jack Richards pulling out from under center too quickly.
And Davis, no, fumble! Did he get him?
I think Maroa-Forsyth picked it up.
Trojans say they have it. No signal from the officials yet. There.
4th down. Jack Richards came out of the bottom of the pile with a football.
Close call there, but now you're 4th and goal from the 10.
This is, do you try to kick it here? We had talked about Jack Richards kicking it early. Do you go for it here? It's an interesting situation that Athens finds himself in right now.
Fletcher really never had the ball there. You saw the replay. So 4:22. I wonder if the Warriors will take a timeout here to talk about it. Nope.
Well, they're going for it. They better hurry up or they will be burning a timeout.
It would be, 27, 28-yard field goal if they were to attempt it.
I think you're going to get a timeout here.
I think that's what they're going to do. Play clock's down to 3, 2, and that's what the Warriors do. So they burn a timeout, second one in the quarter. And the Trojans are fired up.
Their second timeout.
The penalty has played very huge now, looking back. I think what they told the Athens staff from looking at the body language on the sideline is that the official is saying that Jack Richards is stepping away too early as he's getting the snap from under center to create more space. So I'm sure Coach Knox is just trying to get a little bit of clarification on it.
And that might exactly be what it is. As he talks to the officials, you see some of the Trojan fans out in full force tonight, as always. So here it is, 4th and 10, third quarter. We're tied at 7. The Warriors were,
you can
close, but the penalty pushed them back.
You can second guess the timeouts. You burned 2 here, but I think the spot you're at burning these timeouts, they're huge pivotal points in this game. So I don't think you really worry about it if it were to come down to something late in the game. I think they took them because they knew how important this could be right here.
And you may not get to this point again. You don't know. So you're right. Okay, 4th and 10. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Let's see how the Warriors play it. Jack Richards. Under center, Davis in the backfield. The pitch to Davis. Oh, pitch back to the big guy. He throws it. Oh, it's stopped by the Trojans. I thought it would work. Wyatt Boyer, the 6'5" senior.
He was left-handed, so it helped out.
It just didn't do it. The Trojans, good D there. Good play. Great idea, Boyer.
You know what? Jack Richards had some room, but Boyer, not being a quarterback, just didn't know to get that ball out in front of him to the corner of the end zone.
Cade Culp with the stop there. So we're going to take a break. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Third quarter action from Maroa-Forsyth. The Trojans, the home team, just came up big on 4th down. The Warriors try a trick play, did not work. The Trojans take over 1st and 10 from the 10 on downs. And on 1st down, there's the handoff to Gilbert, who goes wide left. Brought down at about the 18-yard line. So pick up about 8 on the
flag. Came in late. I think you're going to get a hold here on the Trojans.
And there it is, the call. You're exactly right. So 3:46 to go. A pretty quickly played game. We thought it might be. So far it has been. There's
on the offense, half the distance to go. First down.
So that'll make it 1st and 15 for the Trojans.
Not the way you want to start an offensive drive after a big defensive stop like that. And again, you're in the shadow of your end zone, so you really need to make sure you're making positive yardage plays right here.
Pretty deep in your own territory. So from the gun, there's the strike. Left side complete. Up to the 17-yard line, close to the 18. So Trojans go to the air, and that works that time.
Xavier
Getz gets in on the action.
First time we've called his name here tonight.
The senior, so let's go down to Nico.
Hey guys, I was just over on the Athens sideline, and after that false start call on Nick Laird, a little bit of confusion going on. Ryan Knox telling some of the coaching staff and some of his players that they got to get past that. They didn't like the call on the field, but they got to move past it and try and get back in this ball game and focus, and we'll see what happens on the ensuing possession. Back to you guys in the booth.
On 3rd and 3, a completion of 1st down, still on his feet to midfield, pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. And the Trojans strike. Xavier Getz again.
Went right back to him.
Big play, move the chains. That's a Casey's General Store 1st down. And the Trojan sideline and fans, they are fired up now. Ball on the 45 of Athens.
That's a big play, a play they needed here to get a little life back in the sideline, and they're driving here.
A lot of that was Getz on that play. They go to back on the ground, spins, trying to get somewhere. Cade Culp. He's to the 39. Bring up 2nd and 4.
They really haven't done much here on the ground here tonight. It's been short gains. They've really made their drives go on big offensive plays, just like the one to Getz.
2nd and 5. Culp in motion. There's the throw to Culp, complete, comes back to the right side, cuts through the middle, stiff arm, flag on the play, down to the 34-yard line, see what the flag's all about.
Yeah, it's going to be against the Trojan. I think you're going to get a hold on the inside there.
There you see the penalty. So that, a few people not happy with that call as we hear some of the fans yelling. Official picks up the flag, and here's the call.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 2nd down.
So a block in the back, and that happens on plays like this, broken plays where you're coming back across the field. Right there against Nick Laird was where the flag came in at.
So 2nd and 15 from midfield. High snap, back to throw. Jostis does, incomplete. Went across the middle.
That was a dangerous play, the screen pass, and Athens had it covered pretty well on all aspects of the look. He was trying to get it to Ben Gilbert, but he also had Cade Culp as an emergency valve, and neither one of them were open.
3rd and 15 after the incompletion.
Update in Rochester. Rochester has just scored to push the score to 42-13 over Springfield High.
All right. Rockets coming to the Senators a little bit. 2:08 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We are tied at 7. Jostis fakes, throws across the middle, complete at the 35-yard line, down at the 34.
See where they mark him down. I think he's going to get a first down.
And they do. Casey's General Store first down. Cody Marsh with the reception, the senior.
He's been the big 3rd down guy. That's his 3rd catch to get a big first down for Maroa-Forsyth. Joseph, I think, has some trust in him to get the ball and get the first down.
Wyatt Boyer, good stop there, but the catch was still made. First down, fakes, throws, Joseph does, to Boyer again, or Marsh, check that, sorry. To the right side, and see where they mark it.
About 5, it looks like.
So Cody Marsh getting some action. 2nd and 6 for the Trojans. Joseph gives the Bose. Boy, he's a ton.
He had a lot of room right there. They're lucky that somebody clipped his feet, or Bose could have been carrying guys in the end zone right there.
They'll move the chains good enough, and that's a Casey's General Store first down. Ball on the 23 of Athens. Jostis, I think he changed his cadence a little bit there, Adam, if I can guess on that. It looked like.
And they changed it up. He caught Nick Laird again. That's the 2nd time tonight. Laird jumped off sides after a big play.
So that make it 1st and 5. Bose comes out on the play. So they're inside the
35 yards.
And the Trojans are inside the Carpenters Local 270 red zone. 1st and 5. Jostis throws left, complete. Cuts back to the 12.
It'd be enough for another first down.
Ben Gilbert, the catch for the Trojans. And that's another first down. Casey's General Store first down. Inside 30 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Tied at 7.
Done a really good job on this drive of getting the ball to their playmakers and realizing that running the football is going to be pretty tough for them here tonight. So they're getting it to the outside on screens and passes like that. They're going to have to get a play off.
They're going to run a play off, yeah. I don't know what, are they going to call timeout? Yeah, I think he's going to call time, yes. Exactly. So they burned some clock.
Timeout, Maroa-Forsyth. Their first timeout.
So
I don't think Coach Joseph was very happy about it being a 5-second or 4-second difference from the play clock to the
game clock.
Game clock.
Yes,
so I
that's all right.
I spaced
I know
out
what you
there.
meant.
It's like I can't find the word.
It's now we're gonna check out the East Bay fan cam. Show you some of the sights and sounds.
They're bundled up here
Maroa-Forsyth.
tonight.
They are, and they're having a good time. This game has certainly lived up to its advanced billing, and
it is eerily similar of last year's game. There was
1 point difference.
1 point difference last year, 21-20. There was Maroa made a stop against Athens deep in their own, almost in the end zone, and then Maroa turned around and came right back and scored to take the lead, and that was eventually the game winner. Could we be looking at the same thing right now?
It could be the case. So, got what, 4 seconds left in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 from the 18 for the Trojans. Knotted at 7. That's where we were at halftime, and that's where we are now. So let's see what the Trojans do after the timeout.
Low scoring game, but it's been a heck of a football game.
It really has. Jostis in the gun. Hicks in motion. There's the give to Hicks, left side. Got some room and
took a big hit there on the sideline by Riley Lopia. Hopefully Hicks is okay.
As the horn goes, sound for the end of the third quarter. It's Drew Hicks with the carry shaking up, but he's up. So that's the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on SEFCU Friday Night Rivals on CW23. Back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. We're ready to start the fourth quarter here. Athens and Maroa-Forsyth tied at 7. Both teams 5-1, and on 2nd and 6, there's the give to Bose, who barrels his way close.
They're going to call him down on the 1 yard line.
Gets about 5 yards on the play. That'll make it 3rd and goal. From the 1.
I take a big guess here. I think you're going to see 34 with the ball in his hands here again. A little deception with the motion, but an inside trap here play to Bose. And good spot and get him down on the 1.
First and goal for the 1. There's Bose, who called it, and
they're not marking him in.
So they're
going to mark him down at the 1, and Bose is going to come. He's coming up limping. Hopefully it's not that ankle that's bothering him.
Stop by number 9.
Go down.
Oh boy. So 2nd and goal.
That'd be a big loss defensively too for the Trojans. Take a look here. They kept him out. Great job by the Athens Warriors defense. Dason Davis is the one that got in there and hit him early.
He got his ankle, like you said, tied up there or something, and hopefully he's all right. 5'10", 230, a junior. Gives the Warriors
Nick
defense.
Laird also came down awkwardly and was grabbing his leg, so hopefully he's okay.
So 7-7. And earlier this week, we spoke with Prairie Heart Institute. Take a look at tonight's Heart of the Game message. All right. And right now, sorry about that, we're going to do the Volunteer of the Game. Earlier tonight, SEFCU recognized exceptional volunteer from the home school with a plaque prior to the game. This week's SEFCU Volunteers of the Game are Pat and Connie Hall. Pat's volunteered as a coach at Maroa-Forsyth High School and the community for over 30 years. Connie's been a volunteer worker at football games for at least 20 years. Congratulations to tonight's SEFCU Volunteers of the Game, Pat and Connie Hall. All right.
And just missed it. False start on Maroa-Forsyth, so that's going to push this back. It's going to be 2nd and 6
2nd
now.
and 6 for the Trojans.
That's what it's going to be indeed. And
he said stay behind.
59 to go in the fourth. Left side with the handoff there. Cuts back in and touchdown. How about that? That was pretty darn good. Touchdown, a young security touchdown. $50 at a Mary Bryan Home for the Blind. Cade Culp with the touchdown.
Great run by Culp. He's a lot smaller than Bryson Bowes, but he is shifty. He got in there, made some moves, broke some tackles, and got in the end zone. Huge score for Maroa-Forsyth.
13-7. The Trojans will try to tack on the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good by Peyton Jenkins, the senior. So 14-7, the home team takes the lead on a good touchdown run by Culp. We'll be back. Take a break. You're watching SFQ Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Stay with us. Welcome back to SFQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. I'm Paul Wappel along with Adam Anderson, and the Trojans of Maroa-Forsyth are just taking the lead, 14-7 here in the fourth quarter after the touchdown run by Culp.
Yeah, Cade Culp made a few shifty moves there and fought off some tackles, and that's a huge score for Maroa-Forsyth.
Zach Frazier with the kick for the Trojans, and it's a deep kick. Got whistles, a flag. Would not have been returned, but
we're going to do it again.
I think we are.
Ball, encroachment on the kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
Hot mic. Hot mic.
Yes, a little bit of feedback or something there, yes. So like you said, we'll do it again from the 35.
He has a big leg, especially with the wind at his back. Got that one in the end zone. See how far he can kick this one now.
Yeah, Zach Frazier. That was a good kick. Take advantage of that breeze. Pretty strong leg as well. So 14-7, the Maroa-Forsyth Trojans lead the Athens Warriors.
Those might be the brightest pink socks I've ever seen, too, on Frazier.
They are pretty bright. We'll do it again.
First time I'm ever using that.
Another good kick. Will be returned this time. Well, fumbled. Picked up to 10, 15. Brought down at about the 16-yard line. So Colby Schultes, number 32, bobbled it and didn't get a whole lot on the return. So the Warriors have a long way to go. Trailing 14-7.
Yeah, now the Maroa's put some pressure on them. This is the first time Athens has been down here tonight. They've either had the lead or been tied. Let's see how they respond after being stopped in the red zone on their last drive.
Fourth quarter action. It's been a pretty quick game. Let's see how the Warriors respond. Trailing 14-7. Jack Richards under center.
A lot more noise here on the Maroa stands.
Definitely. There's a little misdirection there, and Dylan Fletcher. Trojans are fired up, aren't they? And they are just feeling the momentum and with them right now.
People, I think, underestimate the momentum in a game like this. It can really sway and help you out, especially right there. That's probably the second or third time they've gotten an Athens ball carrier in the backfield.
Stone Soa, number 58, 6'2", 210. With the stop. 2nd and 11, lost 1 on the play. Richards looks to throw, does throw, left side, complete. To Boyer, the big target with the big catch. Out to the 23-yard line. Give him 6-5 on the play.
You know, the common misconception with Athens is they don't throw the ball because they can't. They absolutely can. Jack Richards is a type of quarterback that at a Maroa or a Williamsville or a place that throws it around, he would probably be one of the leaders in the Sangamo or maybe in Central Illinois in passing yards. But that's not what Athens does, and honestly, they don't have to.
3rd and 6 from the 22. Richards Fakes, does throw, left side, sidelines, almost picked off, incomplete at the 48. And boy, the Trojan sidelines, they thought they had that one.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play. Boyer was double covered. Richards tried to just put that one in the air. Again, when you got a guy that's 6'5", you can maybe be a little bit, take a few more chances. But that's a huge defensive stop for Maroa-Forsyth.
Cody Marsh, number 20, had a shot at it. So now, again, 4th and 6.
He made Athens do something that they're not comfortable doing, and that's throwing 2 passes in 1 offensive drive.
And they'll punt, the Warriors do. Not a very long kick. Fair catch at the 45 of Athens. So excellent field position for the Trojans. And they've got the ball and the lead.
And the momentum right now.
Cade Culp was with the fair catch there. 9 minutes to go in the 4th.
With 9 minutes left, certainly a whole lot of ball game here, but Athens needs to get a big stop and get the ball back. Going down 14 here in the 4th quarter could prove very, very difficult for them.
Earlier this week, we spoke with Prairie Heart Institute. Take a look at tonight's Heart of the Game message brought to you by Prairie Heart Institute.
Today I'm joined with Teresa Thompson, a registered nurse from the Prairie Heart Institute, and today you're here to talk about a very unique program called Access Prairie. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's get started with our heart. We really want to focus on heart health. So when it comes to our hearts, what constitutes as an emergency?
So a heart emergency, I think traditionally most people think about having a heart attack. And the signs and symptoms generally are pressure in the chest, discomfort in the chest, profuse sweating, sometimes nausea, and that's the time that you dial Don't Drive. Call 911 and go to your nearest emergency room.
And what should a person do if they're having some heart issues but they're not sure if it's an emergency? So what are some of those non-emergency options that people have?
So I think non-emergency options, we think about preoperative clearances. Someone's going to have surgery and there's a question of whether there's a heart issue. Positive family history, and you just want to make sure that you're okay. You've been having some palpitations, different things like that. There are, like a physician may hear a sound in your neck that may indicate that there's some blockage in one of your arteries or vessels. It could be putting you at risk for a stroke, but you're not having a stroke. So it's just those types of issues. They're scary, but we want you to be seen quickly and not have to wait for a long period of time to be seen. So generally our nurses at the access line can get you scheduled with someone within a couple of days.
Excellent. And tell us where viewers can go to contact Access Prairie to get more information.
To get more information, they can either visit our website, prairieheart.org, or they can call 217-757-6120, and they'll be taken care of at one of our many locations.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Teresa, for joining us here, sharing all this information about Access Prairie.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 28. We've got a injured player, 59 for the Trojans. It's getting on his feet. Anthony Campbell, the 6'3", 230-pound junior, left tackle. So we'll take a look at the replay, see if we can see what happened there. Left side of the screen.
Just took a big hit there.
Hard.
Hopefully he's okay. Never want to see something like that.
So 1st and 10 from the 28. That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. The Trojans leading 14-7. They want to add to that lead. Ball on the 28. There's the give. The Culp up the middle. 7:41 to go in the 4th, and now if the Trojans slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say, now Maroa doesn't really need to be in a hurry. They can eat some clock. They're on their side of the 50. They're in a very good spot right now. They haven't had a whole lot of trouble moving the football here. It looks like they are going to maybe slow the pace a little bit. And Bryson Bowe's back on the field in the backfield for the Trojans.
That's a big boost for the Trojans, more ways than one. Here on 2nd and 5 from the 23. And the give is to Bowes. He's got a hole. Cuts back, first down on his way. Inside the 10 to the 6. And the Trojans are inside the Carpenters Local 270 red zone. And that is good for another Brand Professional Agriculture first down.
Yeah, Bose didn't look like that ankle was bothering him that much on the run. He is limping now. Athens brought an outside blitz to the exterior. Maroa did a great job of walling that off and giving Bose a hole right up the middle. He looks like he's going to grit through it.
So first and goal for Maroa-Forsyth from the 7. And as you can see, the Trojans have all 3 of their timeouts. The Warriors have 1. It could be a factor as we get near the end of the quarter here. 14-7, the Trojans lead. They want to add to it. Now we got to
take a timeout. Looks like there's a little confusion on the formation for Maroa.
Maroa-Forsyth, that's their second timeout.
Trojans take a timeout, and we're going to take a short timeout as well. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Back with more in just a minute.
Try to get some.
Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. Paul Wappel, Adam Anderson, fourth quarter, 6:32 to go. First and goal from the 7 for the Trojans. And down to the 4 on first down with some hard-fought yards there for the Trojans. Trying to see if somebody else is shook up. Nope. So the run, Jostis on the keeper. So second and goal from the 5.
There have been a lot of big hits here tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of sore players tomorrow. Didn't look for Bose on that right side.
Right side is Bose. He goes wide. Not wide enough and didn't get a whole lot.
You know, I think there's a little hesitation on that run from Bose. I think that ankle he might be thinking about it a little bit. It might be bothering him a little more than he's leading on. Because he didn't usually deliver the type of blow at the end of plays that we see from him. Take a look here. He kind of eased into that one. I think he's thinking about the ankle a little more than maybe he needs to, if it's bothering him that much.
Third and goal from the 4 for the Trojans. This time he goes wide. I
think he just got in.
A touchdown.
No, they're going to mark him short.
He did not get it.
I thought he had enough there.
He did as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, way back.
I was, from where we were standing, I was sure he was right there in the corner. But that's a huge stop for Athens. This could be the ball game right here, folks.
So, fourth and goal from the 1. Trojans leading by 7. Want to add to that lead. Could put Athens into a situation where they'd have to throw the ball potentially, but we'll see. We're not there yet.
Wants a timeout here.
And there's a flag. Did he get the timeout in time? Boy, he's checked. Let's see. He's not happy. Did he call timeout before the penalty?
I think.
Before the penalty was called, we got a timeout of Maroa.
There you go.
Timeout Maroa.
Timeout
That's their final timeout.
That could have been a costly 5 yards.
Well, I think they had 12 players on the field is why Coach Joseph is calling the timeout.
So,
and Coach Knox is fired up because even though there were 12 guys, there still should be a 5-yard penalty on the play.
And he's talking to the officials about it. Because that's potentially a big play either way.
Yeah, 4th and 1,
at this point,
and that would have been 4th and 6.
Given the situation, the game, the score, it's huge. So the Trojans are trying to figure out what they want to do. I just thought he was in from our vantage point, but obviously not. So this is where we are, 4th and goal. We've had some great games.
Yeah.
It's Friday Night Rivals.
It's been
some great games.
A heck of a year.
Last 3 or 4 weeks, it really has been. And I want to let you know that our plaques and trophies this season are provided by K&R Tomahawk Awards and Trophies. Be sure to visit them at 1204 South 5th Street in Springfield. K&R Tomahawk Awards and Trophies. Thank you. All right.
So here we go. Buckle up, everybody.
Out of the timeout. The Trojans, look at them running to the line. They're ready.
Again,
watch
keep
this.
An eye on 34 on that right-hand side.
Joseph hands off, left side. Touchdown! No doubt about it. Culp. Cade Culp gets it. That's another $50 donation to this week's charity, courtesy of Young Security. It goes to the Mary Bryant Home for the Blind.
Great job. They had run a few plays where Bose had been the focal point. Now they just run an inside play to Culp. And he was in the end zone, I think, before Athens really knew what was going on. Great job by Maroa-Forsyth on a huge fourth down play.
We've got a player down. Is that Bose?
I can't tell. No, it's not. I can see Bose trotting off here on the sideline.
69. He was shaking up a couple of plays ago.
Yep, that's Mick Appleby.
5'10", 246-pound sophomore. So hopefully he's all right. Waiting before the extra point. 4:36 to go in the ball game. Coach Jost is going out to check on his injured player. So here's a replay of the touchdown. Culp. No doubt about that one.
No doubt at all.
So looks like he's walking off under his own power, Mick Appleby, so that's great.
No.
There you see the scoring drive. 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and that's a big part of that.
Yep.
Ate a bunch of the clock. Now the Trojans will attempt the extra point. Peyton Jenkins, the senior. Is up, and it is good.
Very close to being blocked, but he got it in.
21-7, the home team. The Trojans lead here with 4:36 to go in the fourth. So the Warriors definitely have their work cut out for them the rest of the way. Fireworks 2 weeks in a row. Last week in Payne, and here tonight, Maroa-Forsyth. So
I'll tell you what, it's been ugly. It's been ugly tonight for Maroa-Forsyth. But the thing is, they've made 2 big stops in the red zone to keep Athens out, and that's the difference in tonight's ball game. We could be looking at 21-21. It could be a completely different game. But their defense has bent a little bit, but hasn't really broken, and that's why we're looking at a 2-score lead here by Maroa-Forsyth with 4:30 left in the game.
It's going to be a great 4.5 minutes. And the Warriors obviously would love a great kickoff return here. Let's see how the Trojans play it.
Yeah, and we'll see.
Do a squib kick or go for the long kick.
See what Athens does. Again, one of the keys to the game was make Athens uncomfortable, and putting them in a primarily passing situation is making them uncomfortable.
There's a line drive fielded at the 30, 35, 40, 45-yard line. So the Warriors get a pretty good return. Dylan Fletcher, number 1. Hard kick, and he got it and made a good return out of it. So the Warriors need to score twice, and they need to do so quickly. And let's see if they do go to the air, which you would certainly think they'll have to mix it up with only 1 timeout and trailing by 14. 2 powerhouse teams in the Sangamo Conference. Both, as we said, both lost to Williamsville.
I think, too, you're looking at a 1A Athens team, a 2A Maroa team, and 2 teams that you could see play pretty late in November. I think they have very big aspirations.
And there's the play there.
Incomplete there.
So first down, the Trojan faithful, they are fired up. Hear the noise. 4:25 to go, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 45 after the incompletion. Jack Richards, the senior quarterback, under center. There's the give to Davis. Cross midfield, 45, 43-yard line, first down. That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down for the Warriors, who break into Trojan territory.
Yep, big run by Davis. Again, they're spreading them out. You're thinking pass. They go right quick with a trap right up the middle, and Davis made a huge first down run there.
On first down, Richards attempts to pass, incomplete, batted down at the line of scrimmage. So Trojans come up big there as the Warriors go to the air. Great job. Good news there for Athens as the clock stops. But
Stone Soa, if you can't get back to the quarterback, just get your hands in the air is what every D-line coach teaches his kids, and Soa did a great job there of getting in front of Richard's eyesight and not letting him get that ball downfield.
So 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. 4:10 in the game. Richards is ready. Trojans maybe blitz. Nope. There's the handoff. Nothing doing that time for Nick Laird. That doesn't happen very often, but they did that time. And the clock will run and no gain there.
And more importantly, you're looking at 3rd and long now if you're an Athens Warrior. Not a position you want to be in.
So 3rd and 9, we'll call it. Inside of 4 minutes. From the gun, Richards looks to throw. Gets it away, left side, got a man, no, incomplete, and almost picked off by the Trojans.
Not sure.
The receiver was Caleb Childress.
I'm not sure if there was some confusion there with Childress. I thought he could have came back to the football a little bit more, but he was almost looked like he wanted to keep running downfield.
Well, Adam, 4th and 9, this could certainly be the ball game. Trailing 21-7. The Warriors need a 1st down to keep this drive alive. And there seems to be a little bit of confusion, a little frustration. Jack Richards looked to the sideline. Still got plenty of time on the play clock, but so on 4th and 9 from the 42. Can the Warriors keep this drive alive? Back to throw. Richards looks batted down, and Richards is frustrated, and the Trojans blocked one on the other side, they blocked one on this side. And the Trojans take over on downs with 3:30 to go, and the lead about 14 points.
Yeah, Jack Richards visibly frustrated here. I think we were going to see the old Varsity Blues hook and ladder if that pass was caught, and then I think he was going to try to flip it to Davis coming out of the backfield, but it's got to get there, batted down at the line of scrimmage.
And that's a huge play.
Johnny Luttrell looked like with the bat down, and
the junior, yes, a big play there.
Now, if you're Maroa, you just got to take care of the football. No turnovers here. Hold on to it, stay in bounds, let the clock run.
Athens can stop the clock once. Keeper Justice just keeps it himself. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And Friday Night Rivals is available streaming live online. Log on to CW23TV.com and click on the Friday Night Rivals link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. CW23TV.com. 2:57, go in the 4th. Jostis in the gun, takes his time. And in motion, and he gets the ball, Gilbert does. Gets to maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. So they'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, again, don't need to do anything super crazy here. Take care of the football. If you got to punt it back to him, you got the wind at your back. Just kick it as far as possible and make Athens go as long as they have to. Because I think if you get a 1st down here, the game is probably over.
3rd and 10 from the 42. Jostis throws right, fires a bullet, incomplete. It's a dangerous, looks like a dangerous play for a 3rd down.
Yeah.
Play leading by 14.
One, it stops the clock. 2, that throw was into traffic. Could have very easily went the other way.
So the Warriors are still alive. 4th and 10, punt formation for the Trojans.
Now, I would expect Athens to try to come after this. You got to be careful, though, because if you hit the kicker, ball's going to stay with Maroa.
Let's see if the Warriors do bring everybody, or almost everybody, on this 4th down and 10. A little bit of pressure. Pretty good kick. Picked up at the 15. Cuts back, left. Boyer for the Warriors. Wyatt Boyer with the return. And so here we go. 2 minutes to go in the game. You have one timeout. You've got a long way to go to get one score, and you need two. But you got to get the first one before you get the second score, right? So
yeah, and I
see what the Warriors come up with.
I think now with those two passes being batted down, you got to move Jack Richards in the pocket a little bit to give him a run-throw option. He's a good enough athlete to maybe make a play out there or make somebody lose their assignment. So I think you got to move Jack Richards around to try to get the ball out and get somebody in space.
Richards in the gun, tells Laird to go left, and he does. Richards looks to throw. Looks left, deep, and right into the hands of a Trojan defender at midfield, picked off by number 21, and nobody was really close to that one, and the defense comes up big. That's Landon Albert, the junior, for Maroa-Forsyth.
Yeah, Richards just a beautiful throw, just too far in front of Laird and anybody that could have been close to make a play on that. Tough play for Athens. Ever since the stop there in the red zone, it's been all Maroa-Forsyth. You can see the frustration on Jack Richards' face. This is going to be second or third year in a row where this game has been down to the wire, and it's just gone to Maroa-Forsyth.
Gilbert in motion, and the give is to Bose. Crosses midfield, but most important thing for Maroa-Forsyth is he hangs on to the ball, and the clock continues to run. As we said, the Warriors have just one timeout left, trailing by 14. And Bose limping again. He's played a tough game.
Update in Rochester, 69, Springfield High, 27. 8 minutes left, still left in that football game.
So running
clock now in Rochester. But that could be the second time this season they get to the 70-point or more marker.
Incredible, those Rockets. 1:05 to
21.
go.
Show me the belt.
Jostis high snap, gives it to Bose to the 46-yard line. Bring up third down.
Perfect.
Got the turnover belt there. Very happy about it.
Third down and 6.
So 3rd and 6. 40 seconds. Clock running. And don't forget, we'll have our Orthopedic Center of Illinois Player of the Game following this game. And, of course, the presentation of the SEFCU Friday Night Rivals Champions Trophy to the winning team. The Trojans in absolutely, of course, no hurry to get this play off. This will probably be the final play of the ball game. Jostis under center and takes a knee. Time will run out on the Athens Warriors. So the players line up, shake hands, and our final will be 21-7. Maroa-Forsyth moves to 6-1. Athens falls to 5-2 after a hard-fought effort. Good ball game, everything we thought it would be. And
I think if you're Athens, you're going to be pretty upset about this one. You did a lot right to win this football game. You were just a few plays short. So it's something to work on as you move into the postseason. And again, I think these are two teams that are going to be playing well into November.
I have to agree with you on that. And see, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the post-game report. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals here on CW23. Stay with us. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute. The Maroa-Forsyth Trojans have just picked up victory number 6 with a 21-7 win over Athens. And earlier this week, we talked to our player of the game sponsor, the Orthopedic Center of Illinois.
Hi there, everyone. I'm meteorologist Brian Sherman. Thanks for joining us for the Player of the Game, sponsored by the Orthopedic Center of Illinois. I'm joined here with Dr. Timothy Van Fleet. A pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what you do here at the Orthopedic Center.
I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon, which means I'm board certified in orthopedic surgery.
I have a fellowship training in spinal surgery, which means I spend an extra year in training working on spine.
So dealing with the spine, do you see typical spinal injuries with players that do football and other activities?
I do, actually quite a few. Fortunately, most of these are going to be sprains and strains, so nothing too severe, but sometimes we can have some significant injuries to the neck or back.
And I know when you were talking with us a little bit before we went on here, the cervical spine injury. Tell me a little bit more about what that entails.
Sure. So what happens it's mostly contact sports. Sometimes we can see them in non-contact sports as well, like soccer, but football, rugby, gymnastics, sometimes you can see a pretty significant injury. If somebody lands on their head, for example, in gymnastics, or with football, if they are spear tackling or if they have their head down, which is certainly a no-no in any type of tackling technique, always want to have your face up. What can happen is you can lead with your head, helmet to helmet. With your head down, you can pinch your spinal cord and nerve roots, resulting in a catastrophic injury. Sometimes with hyperextension of the neck, you can pinch the nerve roots that come out of the cervical spine. That leads to what we know as stinger type syndrome, which is burning and loss of motor function into the arm. Usually that tends to be a transient or temporary type problem, but sometimes it can last for several days or weeks.
So what kind of treatment is involved if someone does get this type of injury?
On field, for something like a neurologic injury, it's going to be certainly the trainers and the doctors immobilizing that patient. Fortunately, that doesn't happen very often. Sometimes you can see what's called a transient quadriparetic episode, where they lose the function of the arms and legs, similar off the field on a stretcher. But for like a stinger where the player will come off the field kind of holding the arm, kind of dangling the arm, the treatment for that is going to be observation. You know, if the patient has numbness and weakness, certainly he's out of the game, and you're not going to return to play until you have resolution of any kind of motor loss or sensory loss. If there's neck pain associated with these conditions, the individual has to have a normal range of motion and painless range of motion of the cervical spine, certainly before they are able to return back to play.
And obviously the injuries can be from very mild to very severe, correct?
Absolutely. Fortunately, most of what I see tends to be mild injuries. On occasion, we'll have somebody with a severe injury, but that doesn't happen very often.
So tell me how someone could be seen for this type of injury.
Well, certainly the easiest way would be to walk into our walk-in clinic. Our walk-in clinic is from 8 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. We have one of the largest spine care provider teams in the area, subspecialty trained, seeing a physician the same day. I would suggest that highly. Anybody can walk in.
All right, Dr. Van Fleet, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for joining us for the Player of the Game, sponsored by the Orthopedic Center of Illinois. We'll send it back to you.
All right, and Adam Anderson, the Orthopedic Center of Illinois, Player of the Game is?
Number 8, Cade Culp, 2 touchdowns tonight. He helped the Trojans separate themselves from the Athens Warriors, so he is your Orthopedic Center Player of the Game.
All right, Orthopedic Center of Illinois, Player of the Game. And let's go down to Nico Hefflinger. Nico?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the victorious Maroa-Forsyth Trojans, as well as our Orthopedic Center of Illinois Player of the Game, Cade Culp. Cade, pair of touchdowns today. Very gritty win for you guys. What kind of went into that performance in the second half?
You know, we came out, coach said in the locker room, like, we just got to keep pounding. We got to get our line and our defense keep going well. And basically, the line came out, did their job, our defense did their job, and it was just an all-around team win.
Coach, you kind of talked about that grittiness going into the half, and you know, not all of these are going to be pretty, but coming away with a win like this, what's this mean for you guys tonight?
Yeah, it's a really good football team we just beat. I expect them to make a big run, and you know, we didn't put a ton of points on the board today, and we showed a different side today that our defense is pretty dang good, and we can run the ball also. So, and we made some plays out on the edge because you know we are pretty tough to defend up there.
Maroa-Forsyth improving to 6-1 on the season. We'll now present the victorious Trojans with the SEFCU Champions Trophy.
The Maroa-Forsyth Trojans with a hard-fought 21-7 victory. They moved to 6-1. Athens falls to 5-2, and it was a good game.
It was a great game. Everything we thought. A really tough battle against, you know, like Coach Joseph said, he expects Athens to make a deep postseason run. I expect Maroa also to make one of those runs. Two teams you're going to probably hear a lot about moving in November.
All right, we've still got a couple more weeks of SEFCU Friday Night Rivals. Next week, SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by Prairie Heart Institute, brings you Week 8. We'll head to Mount Zion as the Braves take on the Effingham Flaming Hearts. That's next Friday night starting at 7 o'clock right here on CW23.
That one will be for the Apollo Conference Championship. Both teams won tonight, so undefeated.
Another battle of unbeaten then, so that'll be a good one. All right, thanks to everybody, Doug Opperman and all of everybody with the production, in the truck, in the crew, in and outside, the men and women. Thanks for all the great work. We'll see you next week. Good night for Anderson and Paul Wapple. Good night, everybody.